Destroy laziness before it destroys you. That's not just a motivational phrase, it's a life principle. Laziness is not loud, it doesn't shout, it whispers. It convinces you to rest a little longer, to start tomorrow, to wait for the perfect moment. But here's the truth. The perfect moment never comes. Every time you delay, you decay. Every time you procrastinate, you allow your potential to rot from the inside out. Laziness doesn't steal your dream all at once. It drains it one excuse at a time. Jackma once said, if you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure. He understood that success isn't built on brilliance. It's built on discipline. You can have the greatest ideas, the best vision, the biggest dream, but if laziness rules your life, your dream will die in the womb of potential. Discipline is the bridge between desire and destiny. Wanting success is easy. Doing the work daily is where the real battle begins. You see, success is not an event, it's a rhythm. It's not what you do sometimes that changes your life, it's what you do every day. Your habits create your harvest. That's why the most successful people guard their mornings like treasure. They know that how you start determines how you finish. Jack Ma's morning routine was built on one thing, intentional action. While others slept, he prepared. While others scrolled, he studied. While others waited for inspiration, he was already in motion. Laziness is comfortable, but comfort is a cage. It keeps you where you are and convinces you you're safe. But safety is the enemy of growth. You can't grow inside your comfort zone. You can't expand while you're resting on yesterday's effort. Every morning you're given a choice, comfort, or commitment. And the world doesn't reward comfort, it rewards contribution. You cannot make a difference lying in bed wishing your life was different. You must rise, move, act, and fight for the future you see. Excuses are the language of the uncommitted. They sound logical, but they're deadly. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'll start next week. These phrases are not harmless. They're the vocabulary of failure. Every excuse pushes success further away. Every excuse tells your potential, wait. But destiny doesn't wait for the lazy. Destiny responds to the disciplined. There are people who had less than you, started later than you, and still outran you, not because they were better, but because they were consistent. Small wins matter. Don't underestimate them. Every morning you wake up early, every time you read when you don't feel like it, every time you push through fatigue, you are compounding discipline. Those small wins become your momentum, and momentum is the secret weapon of achievers. The hardest part of any journey is getting started, but once you move, the power multiplies. The key is not doing big things once, it's doing small things every day until they become your second nature. Your work ethic must outrun your weaknesses. Everyone has limitations, fears, and flaws, but work ethic makes up the difference. When you decide that your dream is non-negotiable, you stop making decisions based on feelings. You stop asking, do I feel like it? And start declaring, I'm doing it regardless. You can't pray for success while you practice laziness. You can't ask for increase while you sleep through opportunity. The world doesn't give success to those who wish. It gives it to those who work. Jack Ma understood that success begins in the mind but manifests through motion. He said, your attitude is more important than your capabilities because your attitude determines your action and your action determines your altitude. The lazy person always complains about opportunities that never come, while the disciplined person creates opportunities through consistency. Every morning you rise early, every day you push forward. You're not just changing your schedule, you're changing your identity. Discipline transforms you from the inside out. It doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you become. A lazy man's dream remains fantasy. A disciplined man's dream becomes testimony. Don't let laziness rob you of your greatness. Don't let comfort steal your calling. You were created for more, but more only appears when you move. The secret of success is simple. Start before you're ready, stay when it's hard, and finish even when it hurts. When you destroy laziness, you destroy limitation. You awaken creativity. You activate purpose. You align with divine timing. You begin to live as the person you were always meant to be. Don't negotiate with laziness. It will always win if you give it room. Replace your excuses with execution, your comfort with consistency, and your distraction with determination. So tomorrow morning when the alarm rings, don't hit snooze, hit start. That's how you build momentum. That's how you become unstoppable. That's how you transform your life. Destroy laziness before it destroys you, because the future belongs not to the dreamers, but to the disciplined. Laziness is a silent killer of potential because it doesn't destroy you in one dramatic moment. It kills you slowly, quietly, and subtly. It disguises itself as rest, as self-care, as "I'll do it later." It whispers comforting lies that sound reasonable, but every time you listen, a little bit of your potential dies. Laziness is the thief that never breaks into your house. It lives inside of you. It steals your drive, your time, your hunger, and your momentum without you even realizing it. You don't see laziness working when it's happening because it hides behind good intentions. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, you'll try when you're ready, or you'll move when the conditions are perfect. But perfection never comes, and neither does progress. Every time you delay action, you strengthen hesitation. Every time you say, "not today," you're training your mind to accept mediocrity as normal. The truth is, potential is not lost, it's neglected. Every unfulfilled dream, every unfinished goal, every abandoned idea didn't die because it was impossible. It died because someone was too lazy to nurture it. Laziness doesn't always look like doing nothing. Sometimes it looks like being busy doing the wrong things. It looks like constant scrolling, endless distractions, meaningless activity that produces no fruit. It tricks you into feeling productive while you're actually standing still. The lazy mind always finds comfort in motion without direction because it feels like progress without the pain of discipline. But progress without purpose is just movement in circles. The reason laziness is so dangerous is because it convinces you that you have more time. You think you can start later, fix it later, try again later. But time doesn't negotiate. Time keeps moving whether you move or not. One day you wake up and realize that while you were resting, someone else was rising. While you were waiting for motivation, someone else was mastering their craft. While you were procrastinating, someone else was preparing. And now they're living the life you were supposed to have. Laziness kills more dreams than failure ever could, because failure at least teaches you something. Failure gives feedback. Laziness gives you nothing. It leaves you empty, frustrated, and stuck in regret. It is the invisible chain that keeps great men small, brilliant women hidden, and dreamers unfulfilled. If you don't confront laziness, it will convince you to settle for less, to stop reaching, to stop trying, to accept average as your destiny. The truth is, laziness is not a weakness. It's a choice. It's the decision to let comfort control you instead of purpose compel you. You were born with potential so powerful that it scares you, but if you let laziness run your life, you'll never see that potential come alive. The difference between the person who wins and the one who wonders is not intelligence, it's initiative. The lazy wait for the right feeling, the disciplined move without it. Destroy laziness before it destroys your destiny. Don't give it another hour of your life. Every moment you conquer laziness, you awaken power. Every day you overcome comfort, you build confidence. Every time you push when you don't feel like it, you grow stronger than the day before. Your potential is waiting, but it can only be unlocked through movement. Discipline is the bridge between desire and destiny, because wanting something and walking toward it are two different worlds. Everyone desires success, but very few are willing to discipline themselves for it. Desire ignites the fire, but discipline keeps it burning when the feelings fade. Emotion might start your journey, but consistency is what carries you across the bridge. Without discipline, dreams remain daydreams, beautiful in imagination, but powerless in manifestation. Desire says, "I want it." Discipline says, "I'll work for it." Desire makes promises, discipline fulfills them. You can pray for success, you can speak affirmations all day long, but if your actions don't match your intentions, your words become empty echoes. Discipline is the difference between talking about the vision and becoming the vision. It's what turns potential into performance and ideas into impact. Discipline doesn't care about your mood. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It demands movement when motivation disappears. You can't be disciplined only when it's convenient. True discipline lives in your habits, not your emotions. It's the voice that says, "Do it anyway." When you're tired, do it anyway. When it's hard, do it anyway. When no one is watching, still do it anyway. That's how greatness is built, in private, through daily obedience to purpose. The undisciplined person lives by impulse. The disciplined person lives by intention. One reacts, the other directs. Discipline gives you control over your time, your energy, and your mind. Without it, you become a slave to distraction. And the danger of distraction is that it feels harmless. It gives you just enough satisfaction to forget you're not moving forward. Discipline, however, focuses you. It takes scattered potential and channels it into progress. Jackma once said, "You cannot unify everyone's thoughts, but you can unify everyone through a common goal." That's what discipline does. It unifies your mind, your will, and your actions under one purpose. It aligns what you think, what you say, and what you do. It turns chaos into clarity. Success is never accidental. It's the outcome of disciplined patterns repeated long enough to create transformation. Discipline is also spiritual. It's a declaration that you will not be ruled by weakness. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen your spirit. You train your soul to follow purpose instead of pleasure. You become the kind of person who doesn't just talk about change, you embody it. That's why disciplined people stand out. They move differently, think differently, and live with focus while everyone else drifts. You can't cross the bridge to destiny without discipline, because the journey will test you. It will get hard. It will demand sacrifice. Discipline is the rope that keeps you steady when storms hit. It's what makes you show up even when you failed before. It's what makes you persist even when results are slow. Without it, you quit halfway. With it, you finish what others only dream about. If desire is the spark, discipline is the structure that turns fire into light. Without it, your flame burns out. With it, you illuminate the path to purpose. So don't just desire success, discipline yourself for it. Build habits that serve your vision. Train your mornings, command your thoughts, and master your emotions, because the person who controls their discipline controls their destiny. Morning mastery creates momentum, because the way you start your day determines how you carry your day. Every morning is a new beginning, a divine reset, an opportunity to command your focus before the world makes its demands. The morning is where you win or lose the battle for greatness. Most people wake up reacting, scrolling, rushing, and wondering why their life feels out of control. But those who master their mornings don't chase the day, they create it. Your morning is a mirror of your mindset. If your first hour is filled with chaos, distraction, and delay, your entire day follows the same pattern. But if your morning begins with clarity, purpose, and discipline, momentum becomes inevitable. The world's most successful people, from entrepreneurs to leaders to athletes, understand this secret. Success doesn't start at noon, it starts at dawn. When you conquer your morning, you set a tone of victory that echoes through every task, every conversation, and every opportunity that follows. Jack Ma used to wake up early, not because he loved mornings, but because he understood energy management. He knew the early hours are sacred. When your mind is clearest, your spirit is calmest, and your focus is strongest. He didn't wait for motivation to strike. He built systems that produced it. That's what mastery looks like. Doing what must be done, whether you feel like it or not. The morning gives you power, because it's the one part of the day you can fully control. Before emails, calls, and responsibilities come flooding in, the morning is your sanctuary to shape yourself before the world shapes you. Momentum doesn't come from luck, it comes from motion. And the first motion that matters is your morning motion. If you hit snooze, you start your day by surrendering. You tell your mind that comfort is more important than purpose. But when you rise on time, when you stretch your spirit before you stretch your schedule, when you start your day in gratitude, prayer, and focus, you step into alignment with excellence. Every action builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence builds success. The most powerful people on earth don't just have morning routines, they have morning rituals. Rituals rooted in purpose. Some pray, some read, some plan, but all of them prepare. Because preparation produces peace, and peace produces power. The reason most people feel behind all day is because they begin their day behind, reacting instead of leading. Morning mastery flips that script. It puts you in command. It reminds you that you are not just part of the day, you are the architect of it. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. to succeed, but you do have to wake up with intention. You must rise with a reason, not with random. Even 30 focused minutes can change everything. That's where you set your tone, visualize your goals, and rehearse your success in your mind before it happens in reality. Because when your morning is structured, your spirit is stable. And a stable spirit moves through life with strength. The morning gives you the momentum that mediocrity can't compete with. While others are still waking up, you're already advancing. While others are scrolling, you're studying. While others are complaining, you're creating. Success doesn't favor the gifted, it favors the prepared. And preparation begins when the sun rises. So master your mornings, guard them, honor them, make them non-negotiable, because the discipline you build before the world wakes up becomes the momentum that carries you when the world wears you down. Your morning is not just a routine, it's your runway. Take off strong and the rest of your day will fly. Excuses are the language of the uncommitted because they give you permission to stay the same while pretending you want to change. Every excuse sounds reasonable in the moment, but it is nothing more than a justification for inaction. Excuses are the comfort zone's vocabulary. They keep you safe, but they keep you small. When you live by excuses, you trade your potential for pity, your progress for procrastination, and your destiny foe, our delay. Excuses sound intelligent, but they are deceptive. I don't have time. I'm not ready. I'll start when I have more money. These words don't protect you, they imprison you, because the truth is no one ever feels fully ready. No one ever has perfect conditions. The successful don't wait for convenience, they create opportunity in chaos. The difference between winners and wanderers isn't resources, it's resolve. The uncommitted wait for the perfect moment, the discipline create the right mindset. Excuses are easy because they relieve you of responsibility. When you make an excuse, you give yourself temporary comfort, but permanent consequences. You silence the voice of purpose and feed the voice of fear. You convince yourself you're being rational when in reality, you're just running from accountability. But every time you justify why you can't, you bury the seed of what you could. Jackma faced countless rejections. He was turned down by jobs, denied by universities, and even laughed at for his ideas. But he never made excuses. He once said, "If you don't give up, you still have a chance." That's the mindset of commitment. He didn't focus on what he lacked. He focused on what he could learn. While others were complaining about conditions, he was building capability. Excuses build walls, commitment builds bridges. Excuses are seductive because they let you feel right about being wrong. They let you stay lazy while still sounding logical. But logic without action is still failure. You can reason your way out of responsibility and still end up stuck. Life rewards execution, not explanation. The world doesn't remember who had the best excuse, it remembers who got the job done. The moment you stop making excuses, you start making progress. You'll never know how much power you truly have until you stop justifying your limitations. Growth begins the moment excuses end. And here's the truth. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. Your priorities are revealed not by what you say, but by what you do. The uncommitted talk about what they could have done. The committed wake up and do it. Excuses sound comforting now, but become painful later. You can't rewrite your future with the same words that ruined your past. Stop explaining your inaction. Start executing your intention, because every excuse delays your destiny and every act of obedience moves you closer to it. Excuses are the language of those who surrendered their future. But you were not created to surrender. You were created to subdue. Replace "I can't" with "I will." Replace "I don't have enough" with "I'll find a way." Replace every limitation with determination, because when you eliminate excuses, you eliminate obstacles. The difference between those who live in regret and those who live in reward is not talent, it's commitment. And commitment has no room for excuses. So stop speaking the language of the uncommitted. Speak the language of purpose, persistence, and power. Because the moment you silence your excuses, your destiny starts to speak. Small wins compound into massive victories because greatness is not built in a day, it's built daily. Success is not the result of one grand decision, it's the outcome of thousands of small, consistent ones. Every little act of discipline, every quiet moment of focus, every early morning you refuse to waste becomes a brick in the foundation of your destiny. The world sees the glory, but it rarely sees the grind, the invisible moments where small wins stack up until they become unstoppable momentum. People often underestimate the power of small beginnings because they're addicted to dramatic results. They want big leaps, not small steps. But the truth is, everything big starts small. The seed is small before it becomes a tree. The spark is small before it becomes a flame. The effort looks small before it becomes excellence. Those small wins you ignore are the very things shaping your future. Each one may seem insignificant, but together they form the momentum that separates the dreamers from the doers. Jack Ma didn't start as a billionaire. He started as a teacher, a man with a vision and the courage to take small, consistent actions. He failed multiple times, was rejected repeatedly, and was told no more often than yes. But he kept stacking small wins, one decision, one improvement, one lesson at a time. That's how success is built. Not overnight, but over time. Small wins compound because they train your mind to believe in progress, they build your confidence, increase your faith, and prepare your character for bigger victories. Small wins matter because they're sustainable. You can't win big every day, but you can win small. You can control the little choices, the extra rep at the gym, the extra page in the book, the extra 5 minutes of focus when you feel like quitting. Those small acts of persistence are deposits into your future success account. Eventually, the balance grows so high that breakthrough becomes inevitable. Every day you have a choice to chase perfection or pursue progress. Perfection paralyzes you because it whispers that what you're doing isn't enough. But progress, no matter how small, moves you forward. A small win today is greater than a perfect plan you never start. Don't despise small beginnings. They're the testing ground of greatness. If you can be faithful in little, you can be trusted with much. The lazy wait for the big opportunity, the disciplined build momentum with small ones. Every small victory tells your mind, I can. It rewires your belief system. It replaces doubt with determination and builds the inner strength that massive success demands. Momentum is not magic, it's math. It's the accumulation of consistent effort multiplied by time, powered by faith. The key is consistency. Small wins only compound when you don't quit. That's why discipline is so powerful. It keeps you showing up even when the results are invisible. You may not see change immediately, but every small act of obedience is building something you can't see yet. Seeds don't sprout the same day they're planted, but they grow underground where no one's watching. And one day, they break through. That's how success looks. It's silent for a while, then suddenly unstoppable. So celebrate your small wins. Honor your progress. Every step forward, no matter how small, is proof that you're not who you used to be. Success is never a single event. It's a series of consistent victories disguised as ordinary days. Keep stacking your small wins because when they compound, they create momentum that cannot be stopped. Your work ethic must outrun your weaknesses because talent without effort will always lose to persistence with discipline. Everyone has flaws, fears, and limitations, but those who win are not the ones who have the fewest weaknesses. They are the ones who refuse to be defined by them. Weakness doesn't disqualify you. Surrendering to it does. When your work ethic becomes stronger than your excuses, stronger than your emotions, stronger than your circumstances, you become unstoppable. Your weaknesses may be real, but they are not final. They are only powerful when you stop moving. The person who keeps showing up, keeps learning, keeps improving, will always outrun the one who waits to feel ready. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Your work ethic is the proof of your faith. It's what turns belief into behavior. You can pray for success all you want, but prayer without work is just wishful thinking. Faith moves mountains, but work moves you toward them. Jack Ma once said, "Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine." He understood that effort is the bridge between struggle and success. He didn't rely on motivation, he relied on movement. When you're tired, when you're discouraged, when nothing seems to work, that's when work ethic speaks the loudest. Because see consistency under pressure builds strength under purpose. Weaknesses don't disappear, they get outpaced. You can't outrun them by hiding from them, but you can outrun them by outworking them. The more you practice, the more you grow. The more you show up, the more you evolve. You overcome fear by facing it. You overcome doubt by doing it anyway. Every hour you dedicate to your growth pushes your weaknesses further behind you. Work ethic is not just effort, it's endurance. It's doing what's necessary, even when it's no longer exciting. Success doesn't come to those who work when it's convenient. It comes to those who work when it's costly. You have to be willing to do what others won't so you can live how others can't. That means staying late when you want to quit, learning when you could be resting, pushing forward when everyone else is settling. Your work ethic should intimidate your limitations. It should make your excuses irrelevant. Because when you develop the habit of hard work, you stop depending on motivation. You become momentum. The truth is, greatness is not a product of comfort. It's a product of confrontation. You have to confront your laziness, your distractions, your insecurities, and make a decision to move anyway. Work ethic turns adversity into advancement. Every challenge becomes training, every delay becomes discipline, and every hardship becomes preparation for the next level. When you look at those who've succeeded, it's easy to see their achievements, but not the hours they invested. You see the harvest, but not the planting. You see the reward, but not the repetition. Work ethic is doing the unseen work that builds visible success. It's waking up early, staying late, and doing the small things when no one is clapping. It's knowing that your consistency in private will produce credibility in public. Weakness is natural, laziness is optional. You can't control your limitations, but you can control your level of effort. Every time you choose work over worry, focus over fear, and discipline over doubt, you're telling the world that you refuse to lose. The world doesn't belong to the most gifted, it belongs to the most committed. So let your work ethic speak louder than your talent. Let it speak louder than your excuses, your struggles, your critics, and your doubts. Because when your work ethic outruns your weaknesses, your purpose outruns your past, and nothing in this world can stop you from reaching the destiny that's already waiting for you. Laziness destroys silently, but discipline builds loudly. Every word you've heard in this message points to one truth. Your life will either be ruled by excuses or driven by excellence. You cannot serve both. Laziness will offer you comfort now and regret later, but discipline will demand discomfort now and reward you for a lifetime. The question is not whether you have potential, it's whether you're willing to protect it with discipline, consistency, and focus. Jack Ma didn't become successful because life was easy for him. He became successful because he refused to let weakness or rejection define him. He understood that greatness is not about luck. It's about labor. It's about showing up when others sleep, preparing when others doubt, and persevering when others quit. He used the same 24 hours that everyone else has, but he mastered his mornings, managed his mindset, and multiplied his momentum through relentless effort. The truth is, the future doesn't belong to the talented. It belongs to the disciplined. The world is full of dreamers who never decided to move. Don't become one of them. Don't let laziness whisper you into mediocrity. Don't let fear trick you into waiting for perfect conditions. There is no perfect time. There's only time that passes. And every day you delay is another day your destiny waits for you to decide. If you want success, build habits that honor your calling. If you want peace, protect your mornings. If you want progress, stop Ma. King excuses and start making moves. You are not waiting on opportunity. Opportunity is waiting on your consistency. The smallest disciplined step will always outshine the biggest unfulfilled dream. So wake up with purpose. Work like your future depends on it, because it does. Destroy laziness before it destroys you. Build a rhythm of discipline so strong that failure can't find a place to live in your life. Every act of consistency brings you closer to the version of you that God designed from the beginning. Focused, powerful, and unstoppable. Your destiny is not in the distance, it's in your daily decisions. And the moment you choose, discipline over delay, progress over procrastination, and work over weakness, that's the moment your transformation begins. Rise early, stay consistent, move with intention, because the world belongs to those who master their mornings, command their focus, and never stop working toward the vision within them. Destroy laziness before it destroys you, because your purpose is too great, your potential too valuable, and your time too precious to waste another second waiting to feel ready. The world is waiting on your discipline to unlock your destiny. Go build it.